this brother said, you know what? I don't want my points. I don't want my LP. Here, take it from me. And you have the keys to the kingdom, and you choose standing heavy punch, sweep, rink. Ooh, slow down, brother. Where are we rushing to? Why are we rushing the fight? You tried going in, you got punched in your mouth. That's okay. You got plus frames. Congratulations. But here's the thing now. You're now in burnout. And look at that funny thing there. They're almost out of burnout. So what do you think will happen the moment I press play and they go back into having a full stack of drive gauge? But you got the 2-for-1. Now it's a guaranteed joint. But you fold. Okay, so welcome to another video, you feel me? So on today's video, we're gonna watch over the alcoholics. Oh God. Hold on. You even stopped the flow of my intro right just now. Okay, I'll start a sweep off of this engagement right here is insane. We're starting strong, bro. You already took away my Alcoholics Anonymous joke, but it's okay. With that being said, you might want to consider either A, just disengaging, waiting for them to press a button, and then trying to whiff punish with sweep as opposed to just pressing it. Because here we weren't actually visibly seeing the fact that someone whiffed something or just went for something. Feel me? So with that being said, we're just going to get straight into it. +1. I love the fact that we're instant drive rushing in. Heavy punch. That was a nice try on the overhead. Okay. So far, I have no problems with how you structure your offense. Ooh, slow down, brother. Where are we rushing to? Why are we rushing the fight? Again, look with your eyes and then try and sweep punish it. Okay? Look with your eyes first. Acknowledge the fact that they have pressed something, then press something. Right? Instead, we're just, we're a little bit too hold forwardy. Yeah, there you go. See, calm down. He's running away from you, but he got to deal with drinks. Okay, now you can push up on this. Good. Held it. You held it. All you had to do was tap this joint and let go. If you had you let go, you wouldn't have gotten punish counter. Okay. I was about to ask, are you one who folds on defense? And the answer is yes. So will we lose this round even though he's in burnout? Okay. Take your space. Hold on. Take your space. You see them do this and walk back like this? Take some space. And let me be very clear and concise here. When I say take some space, I mean walk forward, right? I don't mean jump out. Okay, sometimes you can drive rush out, but I do not mean just jump out because they're standing at this range waiting for you to jump. You see, this is always a range that I'm telling everyone to stand at because people will just jump at you, or this is the range where you can properly react to any buttons that come out or drive rush that comes out, and it makes it very simple to deconstruct your opponent when you're standing at this range. So if you clicked on this video, I'm sure you need some help. Lord knows I did at some point, but here's the thing, you want your favorite content creators to come and help you, but let's be real, they're charging like $60 per hour. You don't need that, but when I got you good. Over on this channel, I do free coaching sessions on Tuesdays and on Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. EST. So what does that look like? I essentially go over your matches. I give you tools so that you can succeed the next time you open up rank. So once again, join my Discord. Wait till I'm live either on Tuesdays or on Thursdays, 6:30 p.m. EST. Be there or be square. And yeah, I'm not your favorite pro, but I'm available. Those pros are not available. So once again, join the live, get better, and I'll help you improve. Back to the video. Fortunately, he folds like a house of cards. All right. Oh, you diamond ones. Y'all hurt my souls, bro. Okay. All right. Brother, you got hit, okay? Chill out. Drive gauge is so important here, okay? We had right here, we had one advantage. What was our advantage, you might be asking? Having drive gauge available. This is what our advantage was, okay? You tried going in, you got punched in your mouth. That's okay, you feel me? But after the first time of getting hit, you stand up and you go again, thus losing the drive gauge that you had that gave you the advantage. Now look at this situation. Granted, you got plus frames, congratulations, but here's the thing, now you're now in burnout, and look at that funny thing there, they're almost out of burnout. So what do you think will happen the moment I press play and they go back into having a full stack of drive gauge? They run you down. Well, he's not running you down very, I'm not certain. This is not a bad idea. I'm not mad at it. It's not the worst idea in the world, but he's probably gonna run at you now. He's gonna. You guys are a different beast entirely. Slow down, brother. Slow down. Okay, slow down. I need my Jamie players to hear this. Okay, there's two ways of playing Jamie, at least in my head. Okay, you can play from the idea that they have to chase you. Why do they have to chase you? Because they have to try and stop you from taking free drinks, right? Then there's the hyper aggro Jamies that will hold forward on nearly every instance, right? But the thing is that if you ain't even got your target combo yet, how effective are you really gonna be? So if you are a hyper aggro Jamie, I'm not that mad at it. My thing is that if you go hyper aggro and you don't even have your level 1 yet, or your drink 1 yet, drink 1 is so important. It is so important. You need it. Oh, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy is that off these jabs, guess what we could have gotten? Drink 1, by the way. But of course, you could have also confirmed this into crouch jab, into Rekka. You could have already done that. It gets them off you. You get a little bit more drive gauge. Drive gauge as in from the hits as well as from them being full screen again. And then over time it comes. And then on top of which you have your drink 1 now. Right? See what I'm saying? You're not seeing the button. You're just pressing the button. Okay, all right. This is too close. If your opponent is 1 jump away from hitting you, you're not in the drinking territory. Unless you have known your opponent to really back off, which you don't have enough information. It's only been 1 round. Look at the OD. It's only been 1 round. Okay, we don't know our opponent enough to make that decision that, oh, they're not gonna jump in on me. You don't know that yet. And if you don't know that, you can't be taking these risks thinking that they're gonna play like the last Ken player you played. You know what I mean? Okay. 1 away. He's gonna run that defense, or he's gonna run away from you. Okay. Chance? Okay. On defense, you struggle, which a lot of players do. I don't hold that against you. But here's the thing, right? The moment you get hit, with exception of some characters, they are plus after you get hit, meaning they can take action before you. Okay? So in those cases, you as the Jamie player cannot decide to try and press something afterwards unless it is invincible, i.e. OD, either DP or super. I don't know why I messed that up. So either super or something invincible, right? And in those cases, if you're not choosing that, you have to make the active decision to either, outside of the invincible options, either parry or block. Okay, you can't press something afterwards. You try and press something afterwards, you're just going to get hit again. Okay, in that instance, you did have an opportunity to take it back. Unfortunately, you end up hitting over and over again after you got hit, and then as a result, you died for it. But we did have a solid chance there because they put themselves in burnout, and we definitely had some meter on us, so we could have made the comeback. Unfortunately, we didn't. Let's go on to the next game. Alright, we're on the next game. Let's see what happens from here. Okay. Okay. This really feels like a repeat of last game. He did the round start jump, missed jump, you hit sweep, and then unfortunately he was actually holding back in that instance. Why is he pressing grab? When you realize how normal these like diamond players are, it stops messing with your head. Trust me, they're normal folk that make a lot of mistakes. Hey, nice parry, put him in a corner, beautiful, push up on disadvantage, or you can take your drink. You know, you pick your poison. I'm not mad at it. Okay, safe jump, beautiful, keep them in pressure. Push up on this. Okay, here you're trying to bait. I'm not necessarily the most mad at it, but the thing is that when it comes to dealing with situations like this, if they haven't shown you DP, then you know there's no reason to necessarily try and bait it or try to throw tech them, right? Just keep going for your pressure. You have meter to work with. If they happen to DP you, look where their meter will leave them. You know, you can party time off of this. Great party time. I kind of wish you would have, after the first heavy kick, I kind of wish you would have, and this was a nice bait by the way. I kind of wish you just drive rushed off of it regardless, kind of keep the pressure going. He's burnt himself out, which means this round is pretty much cooked. He does have level 1 on us. Yes, loop him. I love it. Drag him to the corner. Yup, he got hit now. Now he can die. Just, oh, beautiful. That's it. That was beautiful. It brought a tear to my eye. That was beautiful. Although we could have standard press DI a little bit earlier, but you know, it's okay, it still worked out. So the reason why I say doing DI a little bit earlier would have been a little bit better is namely, ooh, this was kind of good. See, now we're tapping into the idea of he kind of has to chase me because he has to stand at at least a certain range for me. Otherwise I get a drink. So he can't afford to have that happen. He either has to go crazy with fireballs or stand in a certain range where he can kind of drive rush in to react to it or whatever have you. But you control that pace. And as long as you understand that you control that pace, depending on the matchup that you're playing, you can very well take advantage of it. Like for instance, if you're fighting like Marissa, you know, you can definitely take advantage of the fact that they have to come to you. Okay, pushing in. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So a lot of your opponents are going to be trying to walk back off of this engagement, right? The reason why they want to walk back is because they want to walk back out of the range of your stuff. So what happens is that this option would have worked if they were crouch blocking. However, because they were not, now their legs are exposed. You know what I'm saying? So this is the kind of the mind game behind walking, right? When you are walking, you can't be blocking your legs at the same time. So yes, they avoided the grab successfully, right? But think about if we change this scenario here from you pressing stand jab into, or crouch jab into walk throw, into crouch jab, crouch and medium kick. Then we're in a different scenario. You feel what I'm saying? So that's kind of the mindset that you want to go with. And you didn't technically do anything wrong. You thought they would try to crouch block and in which you would have gotten the throw. With that being said, the next time you find yourself in this engagement, you might want to try and tweak how you go about this to catch them walking back. Yep. See, alright, bro, you want to run away from me? Let me take that. For free. Oh, you giving me handouts? We eat those. Okay, so let me go over one other aspect of this situation here. Free drink. I don't like how you jumped over it. I feel like you could have just either parried it or just blocked it outright. Sorry about that. And not really deal with the situation. Then, when it comes to this, we need to stop doing this. We need to start doing this on reaction to someone doing something, or anticipation that someone's going to walk back. I might be able to give it to you. Maybe you thought they were going to walk back for real. But we've seen you do it too many times for me to believe that is true. Okay, we need to calm down on the sweeps. It's very fortunate that he didn't punish us for the sweep, but we're in a pretty good situation again. He's burnt himself out, and what you'll find is that even when you get up to like Diamond 3, Diamond 4, they still burn themselves out. If you can take advantage of that consistently, the fact that they're gonna just not watch their drive meter and burn themselves out, we run pockets. Okay. Oh shoot. Okay. A man after my own heart. A man after my own heart. Listen, I was thinking like, yo, in my mind, I was like, shoot, I might try to walk under. Hold on. I was thinking like, shoot, I'm gonna try and walk under this situation. So as soon as he reaches here, walk forward so that you're on the other side, and then you can DI him so that he then you get the burnout, the stun state, right? That's what was going through my mind. Obviously, you got the throw, and you got the DI. You know, you got the 2-for-1. Okay, I'm sure you weren't necessarily thinking all about all that, but you got the 2-for-1. Now it's a guaranteed joint. But you fold, brother. You didn't even have to do all that much. You didn't even have to do all that much. All you had to do was win. Jump, fall. While falling, you press heavy punch. Crouching heavy punch. And then you didn't even need to do that much. You could have done like EX palm, and that was it. And that was game. But you fold the game, you're ready, bro. Oh, no. Anything that happens to you this game is probably mental damage. Yeah, you're mentally gone. Careful with these sweeps, I keep telling you, man. The mindset behind sweep, you gotta use it wisely. Okay? Nice. Okay, he burnt himself out again, which means the moment we get in, we can just run it. Oh, you're gonna try to get close enough. There you go, we can run it. Yup. It's a little bit late for it, but it's fine. Oh, this brother ain't learning. Okay. Alright, yeah, that's fair. Ah, this is unfortunate. Right, but at the same time, where is it? I don't know if you want to commit to such a big button there, but it's okay. Standing heavy kick is very good for. Ooh, chance! Standing heavy kick is really good in certain scenarios, and it does put you a certain distance back, so it makes it feel like your opponent can press afterwards, and then we can punish them with another heavy kick. But why? This brother said, you know what? I don't want my points. I don't want my LP. Here, take it from me. And you have the keys to the kingdom, and you choose standing heavy punch, sweep drink, which is neck. Oh wait, no, sweep drink is fine. Sweep drink. I was about to wild out, but regardless, this is a body right here. Look at your meter. This is a body. 3 bars. You have full meter. This is what we call the meter dump. You meter dump all of your meter into this, and you're good. Oh, why did we do this? Oh, and you hold the button. He's still burnt out though, and you let him run away from you. Why? What? Alright, nah, I know what the issues are, and it's a lot of game sense stuff, so let's hit it. Let's go over, man. My goodness. Okay, so now that we're in the lab, let's go over a couple of concepts, right? So, first scenario I want to talk about is the fact that he would essentially round start, jump at you, and then you'd be walking back, right? You'd be walking back, and you'd immediately go for sweep the moment they hit the ground, right? Instead of doing that, why don't we chill and be prepared to anti-air? Oh god, I am not getting my anti-airs today. Apologies, I haven't actually touched the game yet. Okay, So when it comes to anti-airing, right, we can also go for this. We can also go for this, right? Crushing heavy punch makes your life a little bit easier. But if you feel a little bit more pro, you know, you could go for that as well. Right, just snipe them out the air. Because instead of trying to walk back and then try to whip punish it like that, and it doesn't really work out that too often, right? Your return rate on this is not great. Okay, so let's also talk about when it came to after blocking, we want them to hold back, right? So there was a situation where we went, oh, you're not walking back? Why is he not walking back? That is, am I missing something here? He's not walking back. Cool. Okay, so let's do it the other way then. We replace slot 1, obviously. So the reason why I show this to you, all of this process, is namely because I want you to see how we use the training mode. Okay, that's namely why I go ahead and show all of my process, and I don't really edit it all that much. So I'm showing you how to move around the training mode and how to use it, right? So let's say we get into a scenario like this, right? They can just keep walking back, right? A little bit annoying, can't really do anything, right? So what I say is that in the next interaction, oh, now we're catching their feet. Now this is provided that once you try and go for this, right, it's unsuccessful because they walked out of the range, right? But if we're using this and taking advantage of the fact that they're walking back, they cannot walk back and watch their feet at the same time. One has to give, right? So if the opponent is consistently walking back on you, what we can start doing is taking advantage of their feet. And sometimes you can even do something like this while you're chasing. You can even go for their feet like that, right? So those are some of the things that I'd say you can kind of start implementing. And this is provided that this, while I say doing this, there's nothing necessarily wrong with doing it. What I'd say is that you can even just go for this straight, right? Obviously he's walking back, it's going to whip, but I'd say if your plan is to just throw, try and do this. The reason why is that if you do this, they're more likely to try and mash after the situation. After you do this, they're gonna try and mash after the situation, but it makes it a little bit more ambiguous if you try and just grab outright. It's more ambiguous, right? If you want to do a little bit more sneaky stuff, then yeah, you can start incorporating it. But I'd say if your plan is to grab, then just go for it outright after the heavy punch. Okay. You also need to keep in mind the fact that you're only +1 in this situation. So if they decide to mash here after the plus frames, and you try to grab them, your grab is gonna fail. Okay. So let's move on to the situation here, where you had pretty much the game, right? They was burnt out. They had like, ball like 30%. Or even whoop that up to 35 for you. You hit the DI, they busted up, and then what did you go for? You went for the most Mickey route. Like you did like, I don't even remember what you did. Or I think you did like standing heavy punch or something. You did something really silly, but then all you really had to do was, you know, oh god, combos. You know, like you didn't even really have to do that much. Like something like that would have been enough. Oh, well, something like this, like into whatever, or rather, let me give you the actual combo. DI. Oh, missed it. But you know what I'm trying to get at, right? Something as simple as that is enough. You didn't even gotta do all that much, right? You really ain't even gotta do all that much. It's a body. Oh, I didn't do the rest of it. Apologies. Yeah, you ain't gotta do the rest of it, or you didn't really gotta do all that much, right? It doesn't really take all that much to kill in this scenario, but then you just done fumbled the situation as a whole. You did get the walkover crossover, or rather you got the grab into the DI, which was really good, and I like that about your game plan. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was the fact that you're just going for sweep a little bit too often, right? I want you to be more mindful of when your opponent is playing neutral, right? And then if they try and stick something out, then we try and catch it that way, right? Oh, sorry. While we're playing neutral, we'll look for the button and then we try and catch it that way, right? And the beauty in it is that you can use it from so far away and you get so much purpose from it. It makes it kind of good to use in these situations here. Oh, I held light kick, or light punch. Hit it. But that's the sort of thing that I want you to start incorporating. See the button and then react to it. Don't just do it because you know you think that they're gonna do something, right? Another thing too is that if you know that your opponent is walking back a lot, that's when you can use it as well in anticipation for that. But that option you should not be using too well, and you also should not be using it after the first round. Reason being is because you don't know what your opponent likes to do yet, right? I do like you're doing this. I love it. Ain't got no complaints. But what you can do is that sometimes you can be a little bit cheeky, right? How do we be cheeky? Because obviously we're gonna do this, you know what I mean? They can't do nothing, they're just gonna get hit until they get to the corner. So then sometimes you can do something like this, right? So you'll do it once, you'll do it twice, and then you know you go for the little extra grab. You pull up again, right? Once, twice, you know, grab, and you pull up. Right? You want to make sure that their lives is a little bit more uncomfortable with, because they got to think about all the options that you have here. Okay, then on top of which, if you happen to get close to them, even if you say their meter is about, let's say here is still doable, right? So then you also want to be a little bit more mindful of the range that you are at in regards to the screen, the stage, right? So here I know I can hit it, right? I also know that, let's say, about here is good. And you want to take advantage of that because your opponent is less likely to try and get antsy if they feel like they're further out from the corner, right? So those are generally the things that I want you to keep in mind while you're playing. On top of which, your defense, you gotta tighten up a little bit, because a lot of the time what ends up happening is that your opponent is going to try and do some cheeky stuff. If you eat a throw or two, you're fine, right? If you eat a throw or two, you're fine. Look how much damage this is doing. You're fine. But what isn't fine is when they walk back and they hit you with a heavy punch, punish counter because you tried to take a throw. That's what's not all right, okay? So what ends up happening a lot of the time is that they'll throw you once, they'll throw you twice, and they'll try and walk back and try and catch you doing something or try and do that or whatever have you. And in those instances, that's when you can take advantage of the situation. Now, when it comes to taking advantage as a Jamie player, right, this can be the very standard options. So when they try and, let's put in the scenario here, okay, right, and they do that, okay. So some of the scenarios we can go through are, say, something like this, and then we delay mash, right? Another scenario here is that if we feel as though they're gonna go for something, oh, I even messed it up, I apologize. Another option is that we can try and jump out the corner, like so, take our turn that way. We can also try and do dive kick if it's available to us, right? That is also an option as well. Or we can just try and block out the scenario, because once we block out the scenario, then we can take our turn at an appropriate time, right? And then fight our way out the corner that way. That's also an option as well. Or we can try and perfect parry the walk back. That is also an option as well. Hey, those are the things that I wanted to go over. Thank you again for the replay. Any questions?